attorney.
And now, the official injury law firm partner of the Denver Broncos.
Ramos Law. What makes us different makes us better.
Good morning, crew. MLK Jr. Day here on January 19th. Welcome to Mornings with Meister on Peaks to Plains Weather. It's my youngest brother Bud's birthday, so happy birthday, Bud, as a matter of fact. And it is a day where we have some weather on the way. We'll start off with that here. Looking out the window on this Monday morning across Monument. I'm going to do a little bit of a traffic tour. Let me take you up across the Denver area first, where the snow has come to an end already. But you can see as the cars are driving through there at Lincoln on the south end of Denver that, you know, there's some snow blowing around there on the road early this morning. So something to be aware of, as we have seen the snow that I've been talking about for the last couple of days dropping in from the north here early this morning. As we head farther south, you can see Castle Rock. The good news today is that impacts are minimal. The snow's been light, and it's a day where there's not as much traffic on the road, obviously, as there often is. The other thing we have going for us is it's been an airy type snow, so as the cars have been driving through there, and this is a really good example of it in Monument, kind of blowing the snow off to the edges. So a lot of the traffic cameras that I look at, we are seeing pavement out there this morning. Inner Quest, you can see a little bit of snow there in the median early this morning. Roads seem to be okay. Are catching some snow in Woodland Park this morning. I'll check a couple other traffic cameras here. Looking out in Falcon early this morning, you can see it hasn't been much, but just enough to cause an issue for some of us. You can see some low clouds there, and actually the sky clearing already in Lyman this morning, and you can see some of the snow there, but you can also see the pavement. That is pretty decent early this morning. So, you know, minimal impacts. Pueblo, the snow is still up to our north. It's 26. Good news with this front is that it has been sort of light on the wind perspective. And so as I show you what's happened here over the last few hours, you can see the snow coming in from the north, and it's already breaking up as it gets south of the Palmer Divide early this morning. Starting to notice it opening up a little bit on radar. And so that's some good news here. So places still catching some snow across Kiowa, Elizabeth, up toward the Parker area where things are coming to an end. But you saw that shot in Lyman where we're clearing out already. So it's not going to last all that long. Here is what I think is a pretty useful graphic. This is one I whipped up this morning. So this has radar on it in the blue, but I pulled the transparency back a little bit, and I have the estimated accumulation from the radar there. And so where that brighter pink is, that's some of the spots where we think on radar anyways, we've had a little bit more than an inch of some snow. So it hasn't been heavy as we thought would be the case. That snow is moving now toward Highway 50. So some of us going to catch it here. Again, not expecting heavy accumulation early this morning, or we haven't seen heavy accumulation in a lot of spots. But, you know, it's something to be aware of here as we head out the door early this morning and we get our day underway. Temperature-wise, it is chillier than what we had yesterday. I'm going to head over to the wall and give you the rest of our extended forecast here early this morning. I just kind of am more comfortable up against the weather wall sometimes, being able to point at things, tell you what I think is happening here. So you can see that we're down about 5 to 15 degrees on the temperature from what we had on Sunday morning. And you know, not a big surprise here with this front sagging in. So temperatures as we get going on the MLK Day, teens and 20s for a lot of us. You can see it's chillier here up to the north, and that will continue to sag in as we move through the morning. Single digits and teens over the mountains where the snow hasn't been as noticeable. And for most areas, even though we do have upslope behind this front, it's only running about 5 miles per hour for a lot of us. So thankfully, the wind with this one, not too much of an issue. That snow will continue to break up as it moves to the south here through the course of the morning, and we'll see it come to an end probably by 10 o'clock, I think, in a lot of areas, and we will get a bunch of sun for the balance of the day. So even though it's chilly, roads will clean up with the sun and lack of wind with this one. is kind of nice. Here's the story kind of tells the story between the difference of Monday and Tuesday here by the numbers. I love this because I can show you a lot of information quickly. I know it's a lot to digest. That's why I came over here to the wall, because I want to break it down for you. Well, we're staying chilly today. Pueblo, we might get close to 40 later on. We'll keep that upslope going through the course of the day today, but the sun comes out. And then as we move into Tuesday, things start to change up a little bit, because we'll end up warmer in the afternoon, but it is going to come with a noticeable breeze on Tuesday. It will be out of the west that sinks down the slopes of the Rocky Mountains, and it helps to warm us up. So while the day will start off chilly on Tuesday, we will end up warmer than what we're going to have today, when a lot of us are in the 30s and 40s. Some of the warmer readings up against the hills. I think Canyon City is warmer than Pueblo today. Overnight, we'll quickly fall into the teens and 20s. Big mountain valleys are in a pattern where we're dropping into the single digits, but right up against the hills where the temperatures will be warmest overnight. As we move into Tuesday morning, we start to see that downslope develop, and that ends up giving us a warmer day tomorrow with highs in the 50s to around 60. Mountain areas are still in the 30s and 40s, so we won't change too much here the next couple of days. But as we move through the overnight and get to about 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, the breezes will start to pick up along the eastern slopes. And as we wake up on Tuesday, there might be a couple of the gap areas that are getting a little bit of a breeze, kind of around La Vida, Walsenburg, Canyon City. But as we head through the day tomorrow, we see some of those breezes spread off farther to the east, and that's what gives us the warmer temps. So that is something to kind of, look forward to if you're not a fan of winter weather and you want things to change up just a little bit. So that's kind of where we are here early this morning. If you want to join me and you would like to give a report on the weather early this morning, you certainly can do so on the Peaks to Plains weather app. I posted the links to join me here on the show. I also put that in the comments on social media, on Facebook. I've got that up there, and I can tell it is a holiday because there's not a lot of action happening with folks wanting to get on here early this morning and join me. So this is kind of one of those unique holidays. I mean, lots of businesses work. I think lots of doctors' offices are open today, but certainly government's closed, schools are closed, banks are closed, all of that stuff. So, it's kind of one of those, I don't know what to call them, like not full-fledged holidays like Christmas or something like that. But, it's different than normal, I guess, which is good news that there's not as many cars out there on the roads. While I'm waiting for somebody to hopefully join us here, I'll take you to peakstoplainsweather.com and show you what you can find on there. There's my live stream happening early this morning. The 24-hour channel is always on there. Of course, you can download the Peaks to Plains weather app. I'll show you a couple things that you can check here on the website in addition to sort of my latest forecasts and current conditions. Take you back to last week in the weather blog there at the bottom. You can see some of the stuff I'm talking about. December 2025 was the warmest on record in Colorado. If you want to read about that, you can do so. Talked about the bands of snow early this morning. So I do a lot of stuff there on the website. There's some other things you can do on there. You can get some merch. You can check out live hazcams. This is one of the things I want to do here over the first half of the year in southern Colorado. These cameras are fantastic, and they are sort of next generation weather cameras and weather systems that are so amazing in helping us tell the weather story. And I'm actually going to go to their website here early this morning, and I want to show you some of the things that I'm kind of excited about to be able to bring to southern Colorado. So here's the hazcams website, and if you are a county commissioner, if you are on city council or town council, if you're the mayor of an area, I'm going to go to one of these cameras here. I'm going to take North Huntington, Pennsylvania, where they're getting a little bit of snow early this morning. And you can see the live feeds are great with these things. But what is cool is you see the radar over here on the right-hand side of the screen. When there are thunderstorms moving through, the camera finds the storm on radar and will follow the storm. And it also knows where the part of the storm is where a tornado might occur, and it will follow that. And so if I'm in here covering the weather, I don't have to kind of be moving the camera along. It'll be in the places where we want it to be, and following things here and checking things out early this morning. Have somebody that has joined us on the call here. Let me get the radar up so as I bring them in, we can find out who we're talking to. I'm going to put my headphones on so I can hear what they are saying early this morning, and we will welcome in our guest. Good morning. How are you?
I'm good. How are you, Meister?
I am doing well. Who we talking to?
It's Angela Weatherby out here in Fountain, Colorado.
Oh, awesome. Angela, how are you?
I'm doing well. How are you, Mr. Matt? I miss you. Let me just say that. I miss you. I'm so glad you're back.
Well,
So,
thank you. We're here on Peaks to Plains, and we are talking about stuff early this morning. If I zoom in where you are, you can see that there is a little bit of snow, looks like trying to fall in your area. I'm sure it's not heavy, but as you look out the window, Angela, what are you seeing?
Meister, I live in that little gappy thing, so there is no snow.
Yeah, there you go. Well,
I actually this morning I walked my dogs at about 3 a.m. and I used a headlamp, and I'm like, are those snowflakes? But no, there is nothing. It's just cold.
Yeah. Well, that's kind of, Angela, what we expect to get on a winter morning in January. How much snow did you get out of that last storm that we had?
It was actually quite a bit. I wanted to say we got at least a foot.
Yeah, that's a good
if
one.
Not more.
Yeah.
And where I live, it's kind of odd because we're right next to the park and the creek bed. So yeah, the wind kind of blows around.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, sure, for sure. Are you somebody that likes when there's a lot of snow, Angela, or do you like when we get these quieter stretches?
I actually am from Chicago, so whatever Colorado dishes out, I am so happy I'm not in Chicago.
That's pretty funny. That is funny.
I mean, I'm good. I don't care to drive in the snow, but it's gorgeous and it's gone the next day, and I laugh.
That's our secret here, right? Which is opposite of Chicago. Once it snows there, it sticks around for a while. So, yeah. Are you a football
it's winter
fan?
At least. Oh, Lord, I was so upset. But they did well. They did well. I was upset about Bo. Oh, that was
Oh, yeah, that was awful.
I almost died.
Yeah,
I almost died that night.
I know.
It was a great game. The Bears, hey, next year we did good. If I can't really complain because I watched the '84 Super Bowl as a child.
Okay.
So it's kind of been a drought since then, and I was in Iraq when they made it in 2006. And that was in the middle of the night, and I was on a mission, so I didn't get to see it.
Okay, didn't get to watch it.
As you know, we didn't get it.
Right.
So,
the pass
just to make
that
it
Caleb
back.
Williams threw from the, running backwards from the 40-yard line was an incredible throw and an amazing play. And it was almost, that would, I guess, in the history of the NFL, it would sort of live better if they had won the game. You know what I mean? Because that was a wild play. But they had a little bit of weather there last night for the game too. A little skip of snow on the field.
I giggled again. I have a friend that still is living out there, and I'm just like, and they're on the lakefront. And if there's any breeze, it's brutal. It is brutal.
Yeah.
So I apologize. I'm tired this morning, and you said nobody was calling in, so I called in to look like just to say hi and say thank you.
Well,
for,
I appreciate that.
Doing this.
Of course. Well, I am loving it. Peaks to Plains is sort of my, evolution into where people are looking for information nowadays and, sort of crowdsourcing the weather a little bit and something I'm excited about. So, Angela, thanks for being part of it here early this morning. I'll let you go and get back to it. And thanks for starting your day here with us on Mornings with Meister. It's been a pleasure to have you and to see your face and to hear you early this morning.
I appreciate it, Meister. Have a good day and have a blessed day. See you later.
You too. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. All right, we'll jump back into some forecast information here, and we'll start talking about back part of the week. So I'm taking you here to Tuesday, where we are still on the back edge of this trough that we have had man, it has been a solid week and a half or so now, and we keep getting these waves on the western edge of this trough to move across Colorado. And notice tomorrow afternoon that there is another wave up to the north. You can see that snow there across Montana into the Dakotas. That system will drop our temperatures some for Wednesday. Looks like we'll keep the snow off to the east with that one, so we won't have to worry about that. Then we get to the back part of the week here and things start to change up a little bit. You can see that we've got a system trying to come in from the west, but as we hit Friday morning, there is a more significant kink in the flow on the back edge of this trough over the western U.S. And what do I mean by kink? Well, it's this sort of dip or this bend, if you will, in the black lines back here. So this is the flow at about 18,000 feet, and it's sort of the middle of the troposphere, and it's kind of where our weather systems, the hearts of them, sort of emanate from. So when we see areas where there's a bit more of a bend in this flow, we watch those as areas of disturbed weather, or waves, I call them. And so that could bring us a little bit more of a change here. In fact, there's potential as we move from Friday into Saturday, depending how this system off to the west interacts here, that we might actually get some wintry weather. That looks a little bit more significant in this model than it did this time yesterday. So obviously there are some things to figure out. But you know, we'll take it at this point. Even though we had a snow recently, we need some snow in Colorado's high country. I did a couple posts on social media last week and on the blog on peaks2plainsweather.com of the snowpack and the fact that we are running at 0 percentile, which is, you know, in the data set, is the lowest on record. These automated systems that we have up in Colorado's high country that check out the snow water equivalent, we've had those since the late 70s and 80s. I think the data set sort of officially starts off in the 80s, so it's about a 50-year or so look at snow over Colorado, but to be at the bottom of the data set is really no good out there. So let me go back to the radar here early this morning and show you kind of where we're at if you're just joining us on Peaks to Plains Weather. And I do have a couple social media comments that I'll do after this. The snow, as we thought would be the case, more significant up across northeastern Colorado and parts of the Palmer Divide than it will be in southern Colorado here. So notice as I bring up the radar that you can see the darker blues were more noticeable to our north than kind of what we're getting now. We are going to get a skiff of snow here on the Arkansas River over the next little bit. And I'll put on this new map that I made this morning and showing you that, you know, some areas up there where you see sort of those brighter pinks have had an inch or so of snow, kind of focused over the Palmer Divide here in the northern slopes of that, as we thought would be the case. Looks like we did get a little bit of snow in some of the mountain areas. And we'll check some of the ski resort cameras to see kind of what that's looking like early this morning. It will be a little bit dark up there, but let's go to Breckenridge, the base of Peak 8. This camera usually has a pretty decent look, and we'll see kind of what it looks like early this morning. You can see a little bit of snow on top of the lift covers, or, you know, where they have the engines for the lifts there. So, you know, not a lot, but I think they'll take it. Haven't had a ton of snow in the mountains this year. And pretty look here from Copper Mountain early this morning. We'll check Keystone as well, and there is some snow flying there on North Peak, so that is some good news. All right, let's hear from some of you on social media here early this morning. We've got Samuel and Dana checking in and saying just starting to flurry here in Colorado City. Of course, that is off to the south of Pueblo on Interstate 25. Cimarron Hills, Rob doesn't have anything early this morning, so that kind of fits with the breaking up of the snow that I talked about, moving off to the south. And Quinetta is checking in and says there is a dusting of snow covering the street in Manitou. Quinetta, thanks for starting your day with us. Cliff checking in and saying there's just a dusting in Briargate as well. So that's the good news from an impact perspective this morning. This is sort of minimized, and I think that is some good news. Again, if you'd like to join us, you can go to the one that I remember off the top of my head in your browser, vmix.at/1 small r big J big S small L and 1. If you want to join. Dallas has a question, says, is there any more snow in our future? Hopefully the La Nina breaks down. It does look like as we get into the back part of spring, we start to get toward more La Nina pattern for the middle and back part of next year. But again, there is that chance on Friday that I talked about. So if you're someone that wants that, that is good news. Charlie checking in from Divide early this morning and saying just a dusting. Charlie, good to see you too. Thanks for starting off with us here on this Monday. And so again, you know, no huge impacts out there. Morgan checking in as well, saying that there is just a dusting at Dublin and Flint Ridge. And so, you know, not too bad. Also a dusting in Ellicott here early this morning, but that the snow is still coming down. So we're still getting the snow coming down as well over Colorado's high country. It's not all that heavy here as I go back to that shot that I showed you in Keystone, but you know, we'll take it in Colorado's mountains. So that's kind of the case here early this morning on this MLK Day. I hope you have a fantastic day. As I said, it is my brother's birthday. His name is Bud. Well, that's what we called him growing up. It's Andrew. He's kind of going by Andrew now, but I don't think I'll ever be able to not call him Bud. Chuck's checking in this morning, says 52nd wedding anniversary. Congratulations, Chuck and wife. That is a huge thing that I think should be celebrated. You know, I feel like marriage has been under attack in our society for the last, 4 or 5 decades maybe. 52 years is not a small amount, and you two should be proud of that. I hope you have some fun things planned here on your Monday. Anna's checking in. She says, good morning, and then she said, the best weatherman ever. Well, I don't know about that, but thanks for the kind comment, Anna. I do appreciate that greatly. So hope you have a fantastic MLK Day. Remember the sacrifices that MLK and others have made for, you know, the advancement of all people in our society, something to honor today for sure, and certainly the life that MLK Jr. lived. And so I hope you have a great day. You've been watching Mornings with Meister here on the Peaks to Plains weather app, on peakstoplainsweather.com, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, wherever you are is where I want to be. I would remind you again to please download the Peaks to Plains weather app if you haven't done so, and share it with your friends. I mean, this is my mission to keep everybody in Southern Colorado safe. And today, you know, a day where there has been kind of a minimal need to do that, but any snow on the roads can cause some issues. So if you are going to head out and about, just be aware that conditions may change wherever you are. That's it for me this morning. I'll see you tomorrow morning. You can get the forecast anytime you'd like on peakstoplainsweather.com, on the weather app, YouTube. I post things through the day on social media as well. Thanks for joining me. Have a good Monday.
Ford Motor City, we've been around for 80 years. That's like 560 dog years. Basically, we're the top dogs of Colorado. And thanks to our deals, selection, and service, we've earned some pretty loyal customers. And our GM, Mark, he's the most loyal guy I know. Even after I chewed up his shoe, it was delicious.
Great trucks, amazing deals, and belly rubs for dogs. Come see why Colorado drives Phil Long Ford Motor City. Hey guys, where's my shoe?